Good evening, everybody. This is Captain Tinsley with saltyabandon and the Salty Podcast number 11. It's always a good day to talk about sailing, and we have an update tonight on SV Beyla. Mike and Steph and their cat Beyla, which they named their boat after, are in the Bahamas, and now they've reached Georgetown, and we're going to bring them out. And here we are. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Good to be here.
How's everything in Georgetown?
It's an amazing place. I'm not going to lie.
A lot of sailors are here. A lot. Like, probably, I think they counted last time, it was like 400 boats. 400 sailboats when we got here. So, yeah, there's a lot of people. We meet a lot of sailors, full-time cruisers, a lot of single-handers out here. Yeah. I mean, that have come from the States or Canada.
Right.
So.
Well, first of all, go ahead.
I was going to say seasoned seaman.
Yes. Well, I was going to say how, like last time we talked, you were in, remind me again.
Rock Sound.
I think we were in
That's right.
Rock Sound. Okay.
Yeah, we were in Rock Sound, and then we crossed down to the Exumas because that was Eleuthera. Rock Sound is in Eleuthera. It's the southern end of Eleuthera, and then we crossed over. I don't know. It might have been 75 miles or so.
Okay. So you came from Eleuthera.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you went like from Nassau over to here.
No, we never went through Nassau. We came down through the Abacos.
Okay. Trying to figure out. This is the Abacos, right? Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
right here.
Yeah. All right. I gotta look.
Yeah. You need to go south.
Well, yeah. We came from the north. We stopped in Marsh Harbor. And then from Marsh Harbor, we came down.
Okay.
Yeah, we came outside and went to Eleuthera.
And then from Eleuthera down to Georgetown. And now we're, anchored right outside of the Chat and Chill.
So are you right in this area? I don't know if you can see my cursor. This little.
We're west of that.
Yeah.
We're west.
Are you up in here?
So that's the mooring field. We're actually where the red dot was that says Chat and Chill. I mean, we're right in front of Chat and Chill.
Like right in here? Like
Yep.
Right
that's
there. Yeah.
exactly where we are. Yeah.
That's where we are.
Is it exposed?
It is a bit, but it's shallow here, and we've got east winds right now, easterlies, so it's pretty protected.
Okay.
And it's
all right.
It's great holding.
And I don't know anything about the anchorages there. You said the mooring field. I don't know, how much it costs to be in there, or if this is anchoring that's just north of Chat and Chill.
Yeah.
That's anchoring. That's free anchorage.
They have installed. So throughout Georgetown, they just constructed like, I don't know how many, 500, 600 mooring balls in different mooring fields, and they're charging $40 a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For them. But there's plenty of places to anchor. if you want if you want to take a mooring ball, that that's up to you. But
well, you can see there's like all kinds of little anchor spots here and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
You're not supposed to anchor within like 200 feet of a mooring field, which is fine because why
There's
would
plenty
you
of
want
room.
to? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's room. And
Okay.
there's plenty of clear sand to anchor within, and the depths are 8 to 11 feet.
Oh wow.
So, and it's good holding.
So you dinghy right on over to that beach there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we actually moved the boat today. We were anchored over in front of Kid Cove, which is across the way from Chat and Chill. And it's a fairly
it's about 3/4 mile.
Yeah, but it's a significant dinghy ride. So what we were doing is we were anchored over there and we were dinghying over here all the time. And all of my clients are over here. So we decided to relocate the boat today to be a little bit closer to the people versus the town. So if we have to go to the town, we can dinghy over to the town. But now we're a little bit closer to the nightlife.
Okay, at the Chat and Chill. So Key West John wanted me to ask you about the Chat and Chill. And when you said you were anchored there, I was like, oh, okay. So can you tell us about Chat and Chill?
Yeah.
What's it like?
So somebody organizes it, like the Georgetown.
Well, we happen to be here doing one of the regattas. So for the next week, because we've already been here a week, there are regattas going on. So they're organized events, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's stuff for the family, so the kids can go to Chat and Chill. And I think today they designed conchorns, and the other day they did toy boats that could float in the water, and they did races. They did something called the coconut race with the dinghies, where you pulled your dinghy and you had to where you had to operate your dinghy with other coconuts.
Okay. Well, so remember when my comment before, when you were where you were before, I said that it's also known as Chicken Harbor?
Yeah.
Have you heard any reference to that?
We haven't.
No.
No, but I think that's also because everybody here has done it already. So it's not like we saw a lot of people leave that anchorage and they didn't come down here. So obviously it's true for some people.
Well, I think they just don't want to go any further south because, I mean, it gets kind of, you got to go across the Mona Passage or Dominican Republic. It just gets challenging and more subtropic or whatever. And, but
we live for that. We live for it.
There's
and
more
apparently
challenging.
It's supposed to start getting warmer soon.
Oh, awesome. Well, I hear that Georgetown is very organized. There's lots of activities, like you were saying.
Yes.
There's even activities for the kids, but lots of adult activities too.
Yeah.
Yes. And like volleyball is like an everyday thing.
Every day from 2 to 4, there's volleyball at Chat and Chill.
Oh my gosh.
And every Wednesday they do barbecue chicken. They do a barbecue chicken dinner for $10 a piece, which is unheard of in the Bahamas.
Wow. In the Caribbean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Technically.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And people show up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They run out. I felt so bad. Last week I bought the last chicken and I had to tell all of the other 20 people in line that there was no more chicken.
Oh no.
But get there early and have fun and meet great people. Today we met an 81-year-old. We met 2 79-year-olds.
Power boaters.
And then we met a single solo sailor on a 26-foot boat. That's doing it alone.
All walks of life.
Yeah.
All walks of life.
Do any of them
if you're
plan...
interested in meeting people and making new friends, this is the place to do it. If you're a sailor and you want to meet other sailors, this is the place to do it, really.
No, I heard that they announced like on the radio, the VHF, this is going on and that's going on. I don't know if I read that a few years back.
Yeah.
Is that still happening?
On Channel 78 every morning they do the Cruisers Net, and people talk about like what's going on, where are they having a good time, where are they stressed out, what's going on with construction, and what do people need. So if you are like a friend of ours needs a couple of double blocks for her dinghy, so she could announce it on there, and then people would step up and say, hey, I've got this.
I have these.
Yeah.
Or is anybody flying home? We need screws or metric screws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We had a guy from America bring us screws because they didn't have metric here. This morning, someone talked about a sail that was damaged and they couldn't sail any further because it's damaged. And
that's what you do.
Yeah. And after a week, everybody's like, oh, call Stephanie on SB Beyla. And I got on the radio this morning and a guy contacted me and said, this is what I've got. This is what's going on. Can you help me? And the good news is I can. So tomorrow will be the third sail I fixed. And so these are people who without that sail can't sail.
Right. Then so while you're on here, go ahead and tell us what you do. So in case anybody's listening in Georgetown.
I am a professional seamstress. I ran a sewing workroom for 35 years. I started in fashion design and then I shifted to interior and upholstery. And now I've completely shifted to canvas work and sales.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you have a machine on your boat, or
I do.
You just do it all?
I do. I have a sailrite. And as a bonus for all of the people who have sailrights on their boats but don't know how to use them, I teach people. So I'll teach them how to use their machine, and if there's something broken on it, I carry all of the parts so I can help repair.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, I can see how this skill would come in handy.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike? Is anybody calling on your services? Since
Actually,
you're able
today,
to fix.
Was that today? No, yesterday.
Say again?
Calling on services.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a CPA. And people down here, a lot of expats, I guess you would call them, Canadians that have businesses, that own businesses in Canada and the United States. They wonder how they should set up their entities.
Oh, cool.
In order to avoid paying extra taxes.
Right.
And I do a lot of consulting in that manner.
Nice.
And, it's a lot of international accounting. And
you're able to help them with that? You know a little bit about that? A little bit.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, so this is great. This is what people, this is what I always tell people, like if you have a skill that transfers, and then when you go out, you can, there's people that need your help. And I know there's some lines not to cross with, working in other countries but this is like the perfect example of how you can, get some sale money while you're out there.
Sure. So I basically am doing this through the United States. It's as if I'm in the United States.
Okay.
I'm a contractor from the United States. That's where my business comes
Right, I gotcha. Okay.
So it's not like I'm working in the Bahamas.
Yeah. You're not going on the streets of Nassau and handing out business cards.
Right. Exactly.
Let me do your books,
Most of my clients, most of my clients are in the United States,
Right.
or let's just say North America.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so tell me how the sail went from where you were, Rock Island, to there. Any problems with the boat, or how was the weather? Rock.
We had an incredible sail.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Night sail.
Yeah. No problems whatsoever.
No mechanical problems, nothing.
Well,
That's beautiful.
No, and we had a book on tape. We're listening to a biography of Lou Reed, and so we listened to the book and just sailed along. And it was, I mean, we just have had gorgeous weather for sailing.
Well, we also pick our weather window.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we have the choice. We don't have to be anywhere.
I love it.
We don't have a specific time when we have to be somewhere, and so
maybe 10 years. You got to be back in 10 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to be anywhere in 10 years.
So,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
We are here now. So the next place we want to go is over here. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait for the ideal weather
weather window. Yes. Yeah. That's a luxury to have that. Yes.
Figure out how long it's going to take us to go and add a few hours, maybe 10 hours.
Yeah.
Depends on the length of the trip.
Sure.
But make sure the weather is going to be in my favor, in our favor, and do it safely.
Yeah.
Well, that is ideal. That is the ideal way to do it. No rushing. People get in trouble. They get in danger when they rush it.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that it's funny when you have someone who wants to visit you and they're like, I would like to meet you at this place at this time. And it's like, it just doesn't work like that. And the second you do that, you're asking your water maker to break down, or you're asking your toilet to stop working.
Well, people say, how long does it take you to get to the Keys from Orange Beach? I'm like, they don't understand the right question to ask.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to stretch it out. I want to enjoy each place. So, I stop and ride my bike and meet people.
Exactly.
And
you want to see all of the incredible things, and and you want to see the incredible people. The more you sail, the more friends you make.
Yes.
And so, we're gonna be in Georgetown for probably another month because we have friends who were able to make the crossing finally, and they have made it to Spanish Wells, and they're going to come down here, and we're going to hang out. And we met them 2 years ago in North Carolina.
Yeah, these are dear friends.
Hold that thought there for a second, because I forgot to do my housekeeping. I want to introduce tonight's sponsor and introduce my other podcast for real estate. So I'm going to just bring this up. Okay, so I'm Tinsley Myrick, Remax of Orange Beach. I sell Gulfront properties. I am the sponsor for tonight. I'm the sponsor every night. And my friend and I on my team at Remax of Orange Beach started the Getting Beachy podcast, a real estate and lifestyle podcast. And it's Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. And this one that we're on right now is every Wednesday at 6, but the Getting Beachy podcast is live every Thursday at 6 o'clock Central. So please catch that. And if you're out there wanting to buy some property, please give me a call or catch the Getting Beachy podcast and learn about Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. So thank you for letting me do that.
Got to pay for the boat somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've got some expensive repairs going on right now. So you got your friends coming over. That's great. And they're about. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there's and we've run into other people that we've met in other places.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we have this couple we call the Ghost Ship. They're Sacagawea, and they're from Maine, I think.
They're from Maine.
But they were the very first boat we saw when we did the crossing the first time last year. we got in at 1:00 in the morning. They got in at 1:30. It was treacherous entering a very tiny channel.
Yeah, we had like 6 to 8 foot waves with, you know, a
That's no
period
fun.
of like 5 seconds, a 5-second period.
Yeah.
So you're just slamming.
And a tiny inlet to get into the
it was-
place.
And where was
maybe-
this?
West End.
It's West End,
Old
Okay.
Bahama Bay.
Old
Yeah.
Bahama Bay.
Yeah.
It's on Grand Bahama Island.
So this boat came in and Sacagawea, and we met them. She's an incredible baker. She gave us some sourdough bread. And then for the rest of our 3 months last year, everywhere we went, we could hear them on the radio, but we couldn't see them. We couldn't bump into them again.
We would see them on our AIS.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they were just too far away to see. So this year, almost immediately, every anchorage we pulled into, they were already there.
Yeah.
Or we would pull into an anchorage and be talking to other people, and they'd be like, "Oh, Sacagawea just left." And then we got here and we went to Chat and Chill, and
Yeah.
sure enough, there they are dancing on the dance floor because there's dancing every single night. And we're like, "Oh my God, it's our ghost ship."
So
Yeah.
were they everything they were cracked up to be? Were they?
They're amazing
They're
people.
great.
They're just
Oh.
They're great people.
they're like
Yeah.
most boaters. They're just very welcome. Is there anything you need? Is there anything we can help you with? We're leaving. Have a loaf of bread. And bread is a very
Ugh.
home baked bread is a precious thing in the Caribbean.
And it was
I bet.
wonderful.
Yeah. They have very, very bad like commercial bread here, like Nature Zone, and it's old because it comes from America and it's shipped over, so it goes bad fast. So
Well, don't you have
having,
you
like,
met
a
any
fresh
locals that makes you bread or anything?
There are bakeries in some anchorages and ports.
yeah, but they make coconut bread,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
really
I-
good. If you want to make
Yeah.
French toast, it's the perfect bread. But if you want to make an
A
egg and a
sandwich.
hat, if you want to like bake an egg inside the bread, coconut's not the bread you want. So
Okay,
it's super yummy bread, but it's not a savory bread.
I gotcha. Okay,
I'm fantasizing about the French islands so I can get a croissant.
Tips and tricks about Georgetown. Well, give us some tips. Then the listeners, we got some people watching now, and of course they'll be in the replay. Tell us about what you've been there for what, 2 weeks now?
Not
week?
quite 2 weeks, but close.
A week and a few days.
Yeah.
And what
tips and-
would you do differently? Would you go straight to where you are now? What do you think?
Don't anchor in Kid Cove because there's too much traffic.
Like dinghy traffic or
Dinghy, but motorboaters.
Motorboaters.
Like water taxis, because there are water taxis for all of the, and then the tourist pickups for people to get on boats are in Kid Cove. So they're zipping out and they'll go full speed past your boat and you'll lose everything. We lost the pot of coffee and the cup of coffee on a massive wave.
I've had it spill on me before at
Yeah.
an anchorage. That's not
Yeah.
fun. I had burn marks on me.
Yeah. And it's all closer than you think. So there's no reason to have to anchor right at the opening to the town. You can anchor across the way in Dinghy Inn and be much more comfortable.
Well, the only
Okay.
reason we anchored closer in Kids Cove is because we were having problems with our outboard.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
bought a brand new
Yeah,
one.
we ended up buying a new one. So another tip
Oh.
is go to
Where
Min's.
did you
They
do
have
that?
outboard-
Where?
Oh.
Where did you buy an outboard?
Oh, she froze.
Ask
Can you
that
hear me?
again because you froze.
Where did you buy an outboard?
Min's.
Men's Motorsports.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is in Kids Cove.
Which is Georgetown, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a good
What-
price.
It was great price, great motor, Yamaha.
4-stroke or 2-stroke?
Two-stroke.
Oh, cool.
The 4-stroke seemed like such a great idea when we first bought an outboard, but the first outboard we bought was actually for a sailboat. It wasn't for a dinghy. And that was
Okay.
a 9.9 horsepower Mercury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then for our dinghy, we're using a little electric trolling motor, and that died. And so we bought a 3.5 horsepower Mercury. And then we came here, four stroke. And then we came here, and every single person who'd bought a motor from Min said, yeah, I used to have a Mercury 4-stroke. Just never worked right for me. You know, I just couldn't stand it. And the price is good at Min's. And so I switched. So there's a bunch of us. I mean, honestly, like every 3 feet, someone's got a 15 horsepower 2-stroke Yamaha.
Yeah.
And it is night and day. The motor starts immediately. It's very quiet. We love it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
we had no idea that you could do stuff.
I'd actually heard or read in one of my, I've read so many things about people's sailing adventures over the years, and I heard that you can actually get a pretty good price in the Bahamas, which kind of surprises me.
Yeah.
Because everything seems to be so much more expensive there, right?
And everything is. But this in particular, I think that there's enough demand that the market has met the price of the demand. So apparently Min's orders 3 motors a week and sells them every week.
Okay.
And you'd be amazed at how many. I mean, when we got this new motor, I was looking around. I just found myself looking around at all the dinghies, and everybody else has the same exact dinghy motor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But and parts availability is a big thing, and I don't know where I can find Mercury parts. Yamaha parts, you can find them all over the world.
Even there.
Yeah. One of the few things you can find in the Bahamas.
Yes.
All right. So I did want to ask people to ask you a question. Now, what I found out is that only what shows up, I'm using StreamYard as for the live stream, that only the comments from Facebook and YouTube will show up here in my comment section. And then if you have any questions, please ask them. We're looking for some interaction here. If you have a question for Mike and Steph or me, please put it down in the chat. Let's see. Also, please like and subscribe.
Of course. Of course.
Always looking for. Go ahead.
There are a lot of YouTubers here, so it's interesting.
I bet.
There's a lot of
folks are YouTubers
here. Yeah. So we met. I will tell you. So like I don't remember if I told you this or not, but tomorrow, at 3:00 at the Chat and Chill is an Island Packet get together. So we're going to get to meet all of the other Island Packet people in Georgetown.
And there are a lot of IPs here.
Oh my goodness. It's just ridiculous. It's like Georgetown is sponsored by Island Packet.
But it's the ideal boat for these particular islands because they're all shallow draft. It's shallow here. At low tide, it's 5 feet.
Yeah. When we changed anchorages today, we passed 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
In a row.
Just in a row, like less than within a 400-foot radius of us. There were 3 of them.
And then we have a buddy boat with us who's an Island Packet 380. Is it 380?
Yeah, it's a 380.
380.
And Tom's a solo sailor.
And he's a solo sailor, and he loves it.
Yeah, I do too.
He's actually,
I get it.
He's actually a great, navigator. He's been on the water for most of his life.
Yeah, he's a retired captain, commercial captain,
commercial freighter captain.
Yeah. And it's cool to hear how we're like adapting our boats for our needs. Mm-hmm. So for us, we put in the composting toilet. He's thinking about adding a washing machine. And so his, I think it's his aft cabin has like a pop out sink. It's one of the luxuries of the 380. And so he's thinking about pulling the sink and then mounting the washing machine right there because it's already plumbed for it.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is he at anchor? Does it work off
Yes.
a battery?
Yeah.
Is it a DC?
Yeah.
Is it works off a DC, or he would run the like an generator?
I
I
you know what?
I don't know if it runs off a DC. I know he has a water maker that runs off a DC.
Yeah.
But it only gives like a couple of gallons an hour. It's
Yeah, he's got a tiny water maker, which is not working, which is why he's not here, because we actually thought that he might be able to hang out with us tonight when we did this. But he is busy on his boat with a fellow sailor who offered to help him, and they're working on repairing his water maker.
Well, the 2 gallons a day of an hour for one person is okay, I guess, but not if you're washing clothes.
No, or showering, or I mean,
but he also has a rain catch system,
Yeah.
and that we installed a water maker on our boat that runs off of AC power, so I will run the generator, and it does 20 gallons an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I don't have a water maker yet.
oh my,
it's a game changer.
it's a
down
game
here.
changer. It's just a game changer. We had the first time we came out here for the 3-month excursion, we did not have a water maker. And it wasn't just drinking water. You don't realize when you're doing dishes, if you run the faucet a little bit too long, that you can run out.
Right.
And I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, we just, I just get a spidey sense, like, hey, I feel like I've used a lot of water. Let's go ahead and run it to run it.
Yeah.
Mike takes the cap off of the intake hole for the water, and we fill it until it starts to overflow, and then we turn it off.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
have you had to buy water? Like if you go to the dock, they charge there, right? But you haven't had to do that.
No, not at Kids Cove. If you go in to the dinghy dock, there's actually a spot that has water hoses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you can fill jugs.
For free?
Yeah, it
Yes,
is for
it's
free, but
free.
you have to be aware that even if they say they have reverse osmosis, even if they say it's filtered, because
Okay.
of Hurricane Dorian, a lot of that stuff was wiped out. And if you have to really, when you look at commentary on businesses or what's available or supplies, make sure you look at the date. Anything from 2019 or earlier is absolutely not accurate to what has gone on post Hurricane Dorian. So they do have water here, and sometimes the water is great. This water smells good, but we went to a place in Marsh Harbor last year that said they had reverse osmosis, and we filled the water tank with it, and it had a real heavy sulfur smell. And then 6 months later, we're back in the US, and we're having to flush out the entire water system with hydrogen peroxide because the smell would not go away.
Yeah, it didn't go away.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. But that place claimed to have reverse osmosis, and they just didn't.
And now, and we can't. I don't like to use like city water because they treat it with chlorine, and we have
aluminum water tanks.
Tanks.
Yeah, so you can't have chlorine touch
So
that stuff.
chlorine and aluminum don't mix.
Yeah. But there are lots of us out here with water makers, and we have many times in the past met a boat that was like, I have to go to shore and find water, and we've said, why don't you give us all your jugs?
Just give us your jugs and
this is safer for you if you just go ahead and get it from us.
Yeah,
it's not we're not going to poison
you. Stick it in the sink and change them out when they fill, but it's not any. It's no effort on our part.
What kind of water maker do you have? What kind?
It is a Seawater Pro. They are out of Fort Lauderdale. And we actually, the service, the helpline, mean, you get the owner on the line.
Yeah.
When
Wow.
you call them.
Yeah.
If you have a problem.
Yeah. And they don't ask questions. We contacted him because we had a problem with our rinse timer, and within 5 days of telling him, we had a new rinse timer.
And I asked him if he wanted me to send him the old timer back, and he's like, nope. I trust you.
Yeah, take the new one. If you don't use it now, you'll need it later.
We're gonna come back to that because I want to know more because I want to get one. But Mebert, hey, I work for remote. Remote for corporate America. My biggest concern I have an answer for this one about spending time on the hook is internet connectivity and speed. What is the best solution for reliable internet? Let me go ahead and tell them mine, and then you can go ahead and tell them yours. I have Starlink, Elon Musk. Right. I got the RV package. It's $5.99 and I had it professionally installed next to the solar panels, and it's for the regular, it's $150 a month, and then if you go like more than 40 miles offshore or something, you got to kick it up to the $200 a month, but then you can go back to the $150. So I just went on my trip. I was able to go places I couldn't go before, like the Anchorages and the Everglades, and in between in the Marquesas, west of Key West. Before you get to Tortugas, and no cell service, and it was just awesome. But it will work 40 miles offshore, even on the regular package. So go ahead and tell Mega A Bear, I guess is her name.
Well,
what you do.
Thing. Email, electronic texting, that's good. If it goes to voice, if you have a voice meeting, you want to make sure you have a good connection. And I really don't do a whole lot of meetings by voice. If I did, I would have Starlink right now. But plenty of our friends and sailors, even here, that work from their boat, they have the Starlink, and they like. Andrea has meetings at 12:30 every day.
Right. So
that's not a good time, is it?
Well, but they're Canadian, so they're covering different time zones.
I see.
So here are the things that I say about it. One, right now, what we're talking on is an Alive SIM card that's a data-only plan. So I pay $90 a month for this, and I get 90 gigs of data. Plus, it has overflow. It's just at a slower rate after the overflow.
It's unlimited.
That's from the Bahamas, right?
Yes, that's the Bahamas. But if you
want voice, it's like twice as much.
Great.
It's crazy.
So we do all of our phone calls through WhatsApp, and that is something I will tell everybody. Go ahead and get a WhatsApp account now. Start making it a regular part of your list of contact information. It is a great way to communicate. A lot of businesses in the Bahamas, a lot of people in the Bahamas, a lot of people communicate through WhatsApp.
I used it in Mexico, and it'll read the contacts from your contact list in your phone.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's encrypted, so if you're worried about whatever, it's encrypted. Right. So the Starlink as a transition. So Mike right now is doing his online classes
CPDs.
to recertify.
Oh, not
recertify, but yeah, but he's got it, with real estate.
Professional education.
Yeah. I just got finished with mine as a realtor.
Yeah. So it's easy enough for us to use the data plan, but when we go to Costa Rica, we understand that it is much more affordable to purchase Starlink out of Costa Rica because, like pharmaceuticals, depending on the country, the same product is cheaper. Because that's what,
I think I've seen that in
I said Costa Rica. I meant
website.
I meant Dominican Republic. My apologies. So we can purchase it for significantly less in the Dominican Republic.
Good
and
to know.
The monthly fee is significantly less. It's $69 a month.
What? Are you serious?
So I am serious. So
She ain't lying.
but the thing is that not
Congratulations.
only are we, yeah, but the big issue right now is that we've got 400 watts of solar panels. We don't have 1600 watts. How many watts of solar panels do you have on your boat?
375 times 2.
So and tell me the Starlink isn't a power sucker.
So
It's not. It hasn't been bad. Because you've got the lithium batteries, like, I have the lithium batteries.
Correct.
And I didn't really notice a big surge on it or anything. There's
Yeah.
other people saying that it is.
Yeah, we hear mixed things, but most of the people we know who have Starlink have at least 1200 of solar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like Steve.
What is mine? 375 times 2 is what? 350.
750.
So
750.
okay, yeah. I need to get a calculator out.
CPA, he's good with numbers.
Yeah. But maybe maybe it's in the setup or something, because the guy who. Oh, I lost you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Whoops. Oh. Okay, I lost your audio there for a second.
So we'll buy the Starlink in Dominican Republic, and then we plan on going to Puerto Rico, and when Puerto Rico we'll have a better opportunity to buy solar panels without the
nice.
taxes and all the other stuff.
Very good planning. Very
Maybe.
nice.
We'll see.
Now, before I forget, I wanted to announce also that this past weekend, I uploaded all the audio versions of my Salty podcast to everywhere that you get your podcasts, the audio versions, like
Nice.
Spotify and Apple. It was like, I found a website that sends them to 17. So Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. And so you guys are on there. So you might want to check it out.
That's awesome.
You're famous.
The audio version. Yeah. It's just another way to get exposure. So, because a lot of people like to listen to their podcasts that way. So,
well, especially when you're podcasts you can download. So if you're planning on doing the passage at night, podcasts are a great way to stay awake,
right?
Stay focused, listen, hold conversation.
Yeah. So so Salty Podcast has come to the audio version.
Nice. Very nice. So congratulations.
Thank you. I've been thinking about that a long time, and you have to just go and figure it out, and then I've been putting it off, and so now I got it. It's not as hard, and everything, so you can figure out anything online.
Yeah. But, and if you can't, surely there's a 20-year-old out there who can teach you.
I don't know. I probably know more than some of the 20-year-olds. But so wanted to get that in. So I hope Mega M. Bear, I hope we got your question answered. She hasn't responded, so but hopefully she heard it.
Yeah. Well, I think
any other questions?
The important thing to say about sailing in general, or travel in general, is stop trying to find the obstacles and just find the solutions. Do it. Tell your work you're going to go on vacation for 2 weeks and test it out and see how it works.
Or just let them know, hey, this is what I do. I'm a sailor, and sometimes I have a connection, sometimes I don't.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
We're going to try to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, she works for corporate America. They're a little less flexible.
Yeah.
Well, then quit.
Then quit. Seriously. And sail.
That's the advice here on the Salty Podcast. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
I can teach you how to sew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, somebody. Okay, she did answer. She's like,
if you're passionate about what you want to do with your life, do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, you can go and work for yourself, or if you want to, she works remotely. That's a pretty good gig. She's probably got the benefits and everything. The equipment is out there. The equipment
Yeah,
is out there
the
to do
equipment
it.
is out
You
there,
got
but
the
I think
Starlink and the
also get some good books, get a bunch of Nigel Calder books, and realize that whatever your cost of living is, like really think about, like everybody talks about how a boat is expensive, but so is a $2 million house. I mean,
yes, which I don't
for
live
us,
in, but
I mean, we never owned a $2 million house. But you know, you're in real estate. Surely there are $2 million houses in the area.
oh, we have
don't
those
make that
here.
kind of money.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I read a
No,
story
I
the other
sell
day. The guy
those.
lives.
Yeah, $1 million condos,
Yeah.
$2 million condos. Yeah, I sell them.
But
Thankfully,
I read about
I
a
sell
sailor
them.
who I read about a sailor who spends approximately $300 a month. We met a guy the other day, and I'm going to do a shout out for his page. It's called Sailin' with Trout, Trout, Sailin' with Trout. Trout just turned 26.
Oh
he
my
has
gosh.
been sailing for 2 years. He is on a Cape Dory 28, and he is a spitfire. Like you meet him and you think, how do I get my kids to do this?
Right.
But he's
passionate about what's going on,
and he's just doing it. He's making it work.
He
sails. Find a way.
Yep. And he found the right boat.
Yeah.
That's a great boat.
And he bought a Cape Dory for $5,000 and he sailed off with it.
Yeah. So,
well, the book that I read, I want to also show you that started off me going, well, why I got a 27-foot to begin with is, let me put this on the screen. So this is for Mega M. Bear. I hope I'm saying your name right. Wait, let me try to, okay. This is what it's called. It's called BYOB, Caribbean Island Hopping by Captain John. Now, this book was probably written in 2012. That's back when I was looking at buying a boat. Oh, it's
nice.
2014 right there. And it tells, he goes out and proves that you can live high on the hog on a boat for 2 people for $1,500 a month. That's not staying in nice, not staying in nice marinas every night or anything. This, I have a copy of this on my boat and at home, and I'm Kindle version, the whole bit. I've given them out to people because this is a great book if you're thinking about it, because it tells you do not have to be a millionaire.
No,
right.
No. When we go ashore to buy dinner, we buy a meal and we split it. There's always enough food for us to split.
Absolutely.
Because it's all, if we get 2 meals, like you get one and I get one, it's too much. And then we have to bring something home.
Or you bring home leftovers that go bad.
Leftovers. But we split a burger anywhere we go. And burgers are expensive here. It's like
$17.
$17, $20 with fries, a $20 burger
and a meal for 2 people, not so bad if you're just sharing the one meal. And you're right, it's
filling. In half and share it, and that's enough for us.
And that's where talking to the other boaters and talking to the locals really helps. In Georgetown, someone said there was a barbecue place, and go there and order whatever they have.
Whatever they have.
But if you don't order,
I like those kind of places. Well, and this guy, Captain John, that wrote that book, tells that, like, you can go and spend $50 on a lunch, but the locals are not doing that. You need to go where the locals eat.
Yeah.
He'll say, talk to people. Where do you eat lunch? Talk to the locals.
Yeah.
And also has a recommended path in his book, how to go through the Caribbean and stay away from the rip-off places and how not.
Nice.
Well,
most
I'll
of
totally
the places,
get that book on Kindle.
Yeah, download it. It is awesome. Yeah. He said he has the path like mapped out in the book.
Yeah.
He goes, he stays away from the big touristy places. You can get things stolen off your boat, but it's less likely that that's going to happen if you go the path that he recommends, and to always talk to the locals and find out where they're eating, because they're not paying $50 for lunch.
No, they're not. No. They're not. And you get such great food when you talk to the locals. It's just it's not just good food. It's filled with heart and soul. The people are really
what was it, oxtail soup or oxtail?
Oh yes, I've had that. And conch. I love the conch.
Harbor.
Oh yeah, we had the other day ribs for $16, and they melted in your mouth. They were so good, and there were so many of them
for lunch, and we split the platter.
Yeah, and it was so much food, and it came with macaroni and cheese. They do a macaroni and cheese casserole here, so it's a little different than American mac and cheese, but it's really good. Like they add jalapenos to it, and then some corn on the cob.
Oh yeah.
And it was just plenty of food.
And that's just so smart to do what you're doing, and that's how most people are going to be able to relate to that. And I think even this book also says, go small, go now. You don't need a huge boat. Go small, go now.
Right.
And you don't need all the latest equipment. You need some basic things to keep safe and not poison yourself with water.
A depth sounder.
Yeah, we don't even have a depth
Oh my
sounder.
gosh! Now that is something.
We have charts though.
But
okay. Old-fashioned chart. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But we also have a full keel.
Yeah, we have an island packet.
Yes, and hey, get used to you're gonna bump the ground once in a while, right?
Oh, for sure, and it's okay.
Oh,
We don't panic. You can walk around the boat and clean it so much easier when your feet are on
That's
the
true.
I will tell you, we have some very dear friends from high school who have just picked up their boat in. I say just, but it's been a month. They just picked up their catamaran in South Africa, and they spent over $1 million having it built.
Well,
our research has implied that it's over $1 million. So
your research.
Our research. We're obviously not going to straight out ask them, but so anyway, so then they did shakedowns on it, and two of the winches had to be replaced, and just
probably electrical, right? They're electrical,
electrical problems. And so the thing is that with an older boat, you can kind of figure it out a lot easier than with the newer boat. And then, of course, the first time they went into a marina, they gashed the side of the boat, and they were devastated. And I think they were devastated because they had spent so much money on the boat. We have a friend on a 76 Pearson. She's been hit 3 times. 1976, as opposed to what?
A 76 foot?
No, a 1976.
Oh, that's what I thought you were saying. I was like, 76
No.
foot. It's just a big target, right? It's a big target.
Yeah.
But a beautiful old Pearson, and twice she was hit by people who were uninsured, and once she was hit by someone who was insured. So the insured person paid, the other 2 didn't. But when you've got a 1976 sailboat, it's going to have scuffs and marks on it.
Yeah.
And it's just so much less stress. It's like, it's so much less stress when you don't have the brand new shiny gel coat that's going to get scuffed the first time you get near something.
And this book, it starts off with talking about the myths, pirates, navigation, big sharks. And he goes, this is not the days of Christopher Columbus. It's like you have great, navigation equipment now. It's so much easier.
Right.
Back then when everybody was using sextants and everything and the unknown and all. But
we actually have a sextant.
Haven't figured out how to use it yet, but we have a sextant.
I know how to use it.
Well, he also said
pick up the book.
He says he doesn't go anywhere and he doesn't lock his companionway. He says he's never had anything taken off the boat. The biggest thing is someone might take your dinghy motor. But he says he's never, if somebody wants to get in the boat, he doesn't want to have a bashed in companionway. He'd rather just let him come in help himself. But he's never had any problem.
Yeah. Well,
we try to place the boat next to fellow cruisers.
Yeah.
Who know us.
Yeah.
So they're gonna understand. They're gonna see something in right.
Yeah.
If they see something going on.
Look out for each other.
Yeah, and the elephant in the room. There was I don't know if you read what happened in Grenada with a couple. but they had their boat taken, and
I saw that on your Facebook page.
yeah, I think that one of the things you have to remember is if you're anchoring close to people, have a.
Well, they were actually at a dock, so
Yeah.
these
Don't go into
escapees,
caused grievous bodily harm. But having just something as simple as an air horn down inside your boat, not just to have in general for boat safety.
That's a good tip.
To have an air horn inside your boat so that if someone is boarding your boat, you want to draw as much attention to yourself as possible. And that's something I just, I
wouldn't have thought of that.
And I just came up with it. I just was like, what could I have, what could I do to inform?
I'm going to keep one next to in my berth with me when next time I go.
I think it's a great idea. I would rather blow a horn and then find out I was wrong and it was just the dinghy banging up against the boat. But if you're in an area and you're anchored within 100, 150 feet of people and you're blasting a horn, people are going to wake up and they're going to take notice. So it's just another precaution. And I just thought, with everything that's gone on and everything I've read about that couple, again, if people saw them and then the boat disappeared and they just assumed that they decided to leave a week early, even though the boat had paid for the dock for another week. And you just want to have, for safety reasons, you don't want to just have physical protection. You want to have the ability to call out to other people quickly. And I think having an air horn down inside your boat.
Or Mike, you should install like a little panic button inside the berth, so the lights and everything flash outside and a horn goes off. I bet you could probably do that.
Yeah, exactly. We have lots of people who put up motion detectors and ring cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I have that. In fact, and look, Sailing in Faith says best solution for reliable internet is Starlink. When we were just talking about that, because I have Starlink on the boat, I can run 3 cameras on the boat. And so there's one in the cockpit and 2 inside the boat. And whenever I get a little notification, and those worked, like Scott, he wasn't on the trip with me. Those work as long as the Starlink's working. And he was able to check on me frequently. Yeah. He's the only one that has access to the cameras. I don't want anybody just looking in there. I thought about doing like a little reality show and publishing while I'm out there. You
might want to do a dry run with that. One of the things I noticed about sailors is they don't wear a lot of clothes.
Well, he's the only one, but actually it keeps the footage for 30 days, so I could do like a little, publish that after the fact, and show what a single person, a single-handed sailor does.
The thing about the cruising community is, we're anchored here. We're not anchored next to anybody we necessarily know right now, but we're all sailors. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah. And I can guarantee you that if you're drawing attention, there are going to be people coming.
People are going to be coming out and looking to see what's going on.
Yeah.
They're going to want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's their community as well as our community.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's even if you don't know their name, it's part of your community.
Right.
Oh, for sure. We would never. Yesterday I saw a dinghy floating in the water, and I was like, is he pulling out a paddle? Does he need us to go get him?
She's getting ready to jump in the dinghy.
I'm getting ready to jump in the dinghy and go help the guy because he's not propelled forward, so something's going on.
But that's what you do because you're going to be in the same situation at some point, and
it happened to me.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
It happened to me. My engine just went out, and the boat next over goes, "Hey, do you need some help?" I said, "Yeah." So I had my little, and I went over there and he got it started again. Before we replaced Sailing in Faith says have lots of lights on your boat is what Sailing in Faith is saying.
Yeah. So Sailing into Faith, who's commenting, those are amazing people. That's the couple with the 3 teenagers on their boat that are up in Spanish Wells. I wanted you to meet. Yeah.
Okay,
think
so
they're
Sailing and
Spanish
Faith.
Wells.
Yeah, Spanish Wells.
They do. Did they say they would be interested in coming on the podcast?
Yes, she said she would totally be interested in coming on the
Oh,
podcast.
cool!
She
I
can
love the
totally
name.
talk to you about having teenagers on a boat.
Okay, and I love the name Sailing and Faith. That is just,
They're
that tells me.
amazing.
They're great.
They're just
So,
incredible
okay.
The
people.
red coat and the redneck.
Yeah, they used to call themselves the Red Coat. It was the Redneck and the Red Coat because Latrell is from Oklahoma and her husband Stephen is from London, Great Britain, Manchester,
Oh,
maybe.
cool!
Yeah.
In the red coat, I get
So
it.
there's just
Okay.
so many fabulous stories from them, but they're incredible parents, incredible sailors, and I think that if they hadn't been one of the first people that we redneck redcoats. Thank you. So I think that they changed our entire perspective on the kindness and lovingness that people can have as sailors. They're just, if you ever run into their boat, you will be very, very lucky to meet them.
I can tell by the name. So, if you would, I'm going to put my email up here, Sailing and Faith, saltyabandon@gmail. If you'll email me, we'll set up a time for you to do the podcast. I would love that. You guys sound like my kind of
They're
folks
so great.
too.
And their kids are just so amazing.
They have 3 teenagers. That is amazing.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. And they are, where are they right now? You said Spanish.
Spanish Wells.
Are they the ones that just crossed over?
Yes.
Okay.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah. So she said, "Why not?" Yeah, why not? We'll definitely do it. That's awesome. I appreciate the tip there, you guys. Well,
Great
so
people, great folks.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there for a month or so. I'm not holding you into any schedule or anything, but
well, we're waiting on Sailing and Faith to get their butts down here so we can hang out with them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, what kind of boat are they on?
A
Jeanneau.
Yeah. I feel like it's a 42-foot Jeanneau, and I'm sure
Maybe
any second she's going to pop up and tell us what it is.
She says Spanish well, so she's a little behind on her questions, but she'll catch up, hopefully. Oh, here we go. There it is.
Jeanneau
40 DS.
Yeah. It's a different kind of Jeanneau. It's not like the factory Jeanneaus. When you go in there, it's a really beautiful design. It's really well laid out. It's got, other than the 6-foot draft, which I'm sure she's going to comment on. But Latrell will tell you all about the boat. It's a great boat. They've done a lot of work on it, and they homeschool all 3 kids.
Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely. Okay, what she says, deck salon. That's what the DS stands for.
Oh. Huh. I don't know what that means. I think it means that there's like a pop. Yeah, she'll have to give you all of that when she's a guest on here and we're watching. And we'll pipe in with the comments.
Absolutely. Now you'll have to pipe in. Okay, so Sailing and Faith, I hope you will please email me at saltyabandon@gmail, and we'll put you on the schedule. That's very exciting. Because that's definitely something, I'm trying to cover all topics, and one of them is raising kids and raising animals, on the boat.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
And apparently they're doing this full time.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're living. This is not just a trip for them.
No. This is their life.
That is so awesome. Definitely, we're going to have them on the
They're
Salty
incredible
podcast.
parents, and all 3 of their kids are just
great friends.
Amazing.
7-foot ceilings.
Oh, that's it.
Are they tall? Are they tall?
They're
people?
not, but we are. So we appreciate when we get on their boat and we don't injure ourselves. We are very tall. They are not.
Oh, really?
I'm 6'2".
I'm 5'9". How tall are you, Steph?
Okay, right. So you know. That's nice
Scott's
about the
6'1".
Lots of headroom.
All right. Well, that's a good place to pause, and but we want to follow up with you guys, and
yeah. We will. Maybe next time we talk to you, we'll be in the Dominican Republic.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you never know. I might get a wild hair and come down and interview him in person.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Well, we
It's a
have
good
him on the
excuse to
boat.
go to the It's a good excuse to go to the Caribbean, isn't it? Oh, she sent the
absolutely.
email. Check it out.
Good.
Email sent.
Nice.
Exciting.
Nice.
Okay, well, that's a
and
good.
Stephen, we love you.
Yes, they love you, and they'll be able to
And
harass
Talon
you
and
in the chat.
Lexi
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We've actually been on for an hour and 10 minutes, well, minus the 5-minute countdown. And let's see. And wait, let me find my little outro so I can go smoothly here. Thank you so much. And we learned a lot. I learned a lot. I'm always looking for tips for people to come on here and learn how to, those were good tips that you had about you don't need all the money you have when you're living in your $2 million house or your $500,000 house, whatever it is. But it does help that you can do some maintenance and you guys can earn a few bucks, doing the sewing and the books back home and all that good stuff. So, but everybody's got some sort of skill, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has a skill.
Right.
Everybody
I'm hoping
wears
that's right.
And I'm gonna buy that book as soon as we get off of here.
BYO here. I'll go ahead and add it one more time. BYOB, bring your own boat. Now, and they also have one for the he also has one for let me see if I can pull that up. Well, that's the back of that one. He has BYOB the Great American Loop also.
Nice.
And I read it too, even though I don't really have any plans of doing that. I like this book, so I read the other book. So, and you can get it on audiobook too, I'm sure. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks
Take care.
for having us.
Come back soon.
We will.
See you next time.
Bye.